In this video, we're going to talk about how I do RAGBRAI and what I'm carrying on my bike and why I do it this way. So for this year, a friend of mine, Bill Glass, and I are going to incorporate RAGBRAI into a 3 to 4 week tour. On this Friday, we're taking a one-way rental SUV from here in Middle Tennessee up to the finished town of RAGBRAI, which is Davenport this year. On the following Saturday, we will start out on our lightweight touring bikes, and we're going to ride to the western border of Iowa and Sioux City. That way we get to enjoy Iowa without the crowds. And then, of course, we ride back to Davenport with, I guess, 20, 30, possibly 40,000 new friends or acquaintances. So that should be fun. Of course, we all know it's the 50th year, so it's going to be huge. On the 29th, when RAGBRAI ends, we will stay in Moline, Illinois for a night, and then we are going to ride our bicycles back from Davenport to here in Middle Tennessee. So we figure it's about 400 miles across Iowa to get to Sioux City, and then I think the actual RAGBRAI is 500 miles, and then we figure it's about another 650 to 700 miles back to here. So since we are doing this a little bit longer tour, we're obviously going to carry all of our stuff. This is the way that I have always done RAGBRAI, is to do it self-supported. Yes, I know you can have people carry your stuff for you, but I find this a little bit more of a challenge and liberating, because this way I'm not tied to the trucks. I can go anywhere I want and camp. Plus, I have everything with me based on any weather that happens. I know one year I was up there and a huge storm came up, and I had all of my rain gear and it was quite comfortable and kept going, where most everybody else was taking shelter. So it should be a fun trip. I hope for the weather is going to be good for us this year and we don't get scorched, but we'll see how that goes. So this may look like a lot of stuff, and it is to someone who's just used to riding a 15, 20-pound racing bicycle. Yes, I have a number of those bicycles too, and I can go fast on those, but RAGBRAI is not about that. It's not about going fast and setting records or, being in big pace lines. It's not that. It's all about seeing the people. So yes, this weighs a little bit. Together, all of this gear weighs 61 pounds. Now you may think, oh my gosh, that's a lot of weight. But actually, it's very well balanced on this bicycle. And of course, it does slow me down. That's fine. I'm only averaging probably about 13 miles an hour a day. Yes, I can average 18 miles an hour on my lightweight road bike if I want, but that, once again, that's not this type of tour. Amazingly, there will probably be some other bicycles, maybe a lot of e-bikes, that will probably weigh more than this. So is this really a lot of weight? I don't think so. Earlier this year, I did the Southern Tier United States route from Florida to California. Now, it's on a completely different bicycle, but that bike weighed in at about 105 to 110 pounds. So I think this is really lightweight, because this is about 50 pounds less than I carried when I went across the country this spring. So it's not that bad, really. I highly recommend everyone try touring at some point during their cycling career, because it's really a great lifestyle. You just eat, sleep, and ride. And you go slow, and you can see the United States at, I think, the best pace that there is. Let's see what I actually have in the panniers. I'll take you into my garage and we'll open them up and we'll see what I'm carrying. Here are the contents of my left front dry bag on my bicycle. In the bottom, I'm carrying a Big Agnes HVUL1 bike pack tent. I have broken it up into separate bags, as you can see here, in order to make packing much easier. In one bag, I have my tent and the floor. In another one, I have the fly, and then I have the poles and the stakes. The other item I'm carrying in the left front bag is my tools. And all the tools fit within a nice little stuff sack. I'm carrying a bunch of zip ties, a Crank Brothers multi-tool which has just about everything on it, maybe a little bit heavier than necessary. I know sometimes it's better to carry individual tools, but I think for this trip, this one will work fine. I have a bag of little miscellaneous parts. I have screws, I have an extra cleat from my SPD, I have Loctite, a little bit of grease, and that's pretty much about it there. I have an extra derailleur and brake cable to do chain maintenance. And unfortunately, I would like to be taking one of my co-motions that has a pinion drive, so I wouldn't have to worry about chain maintenance, but I'm trying to go minimalist on this tour, so it's lightweight. So I'm carrying a little bit of lubricant. This is not Finish Line. I actually use the T9 lubrication. I have a cut-off toothbrush to clean the chain. I have a little rag to clean the chain with, and some gloves to keep my hands clean. So that's it in the left front bag. Alright, let's see what's in my right front dry bag. I'm carrying a Thermarest X-Therm inflatable pad here, which fits in its own stuff sack. That's a good pad, even though it's rated for a little bit warmer weather. I like it because it's lightweight, and I've used it quite a bit, so it's a good little pad for me. Along with that, as far as sleeping well, I always like to carry 2 pillows. In this stuff sack, I carry 2 Sea to Summit pillows. I'm a side sleeper, so 1 under the head, 1 between the legs. For fixing flats, in this bag, I'm carrying 2 tubes, a couple little patch kits, 2 tire changing tools in case one breaks, a pair of tweezers, a tire boot, plus also within here I carry my Thermarest repair kit. For camera gear, in this bag, I'm not carrying any type of laptop or tablet to download all of my images. So for this trip I picked up a neat little device. It's called a new Q. And basically what this device does is it reads cards, SD cards or compact flash cards, micro SD cards, and allows them to be downloaded to an attached SSD drive, plus it has its own battery, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. So you can actually download everything to it, and then through an app on your phone you can actually look at the images. This allows me to download everything and not carry a laptop or tablet. So you can go absolutely minimalist. Pretty cool little device. It's called a new Q. I'm also carrying a 6-foot extension cord, always nice when you want to charge your items back up. I call them tickets. It's actually toilet paper. You need to always have that. And some baby wipes. So that's everything in my right front dry bag. In my left rear pannier, this is one of the Ortlieb gravel packs, which I'm using for this trip for the first time. We'll see how this works out. So in this pannier, everything is clothing related. So it makes it really easy to know exactly where all my clothing related items are. My off-bike clothes goes in this bag. It consists of a pair of REI zip-off lightweight pants, where the legs will zip off, so that's shorts and long pants. I have a pair of socks here, which is wool. I also have 1 smart wool top, pair of underwear, and a lightweight pair of running shorts that I can use for swimming, sleeping, lounging around camp, whatever. For cycling clothes, I will carry 2 sets. 1 set's not shown here. In the cycling clothes, I have a pair of LG shorts, another smart wool top, a pair of smart wool socks. I have arm covers for sunshades to keep the sun off my arms. I have a Halo sweat beanie I wear underneath my helmet, and a pair of dual gel gloves. For cold weather clothing here, I have a pair of Castelli lightweight tights, a long sleeve smart wool top, a buff, not sure who that's from, Mission, and a very thin pair of, I think they're polypropylene or thinsulate or some type of gloves like that. I only carry one jacket. Here it is a Pearl Zoomy Cycle Quest convertible, which means that the arms will zip off and it will make into a vest. I recently had to replace my old version of this, which is probably about 30 years old. I'm carrying a helmet cover in case there's lots of rain, and then I have an outdoor research hat, which I also wear in the rain, keeps all the rain from coming down across my face. And then I also have a clothesline which uses safety pins and some lightweight cord. The common theme here is smart wool. Smart wool, smart wool, smart wool, wool, wool. Wool is a great item to have because if it's cold, you won't feel really clammy, and if it's hot, it dries quickly. It also dries quickly even if you're soaking wet, which is really nice. The other most important thing to know as far as cycling shorts, I'm taking 2 different cycling shorts and they are coming from different manufacturers. That's really important so that you don't rub the same place in your nether regions every day. So I will swap those out every day. Last but not least, I'm carrying Equate sunscreen, SPF 50, and some chamois butter. For the money, this is the best rated sunscreen you can get. Here is the contents of my right rear pannier. Again, it is the Ortlieb gravel pack. I call this my catch-all pannier. Within this pannier are my toiletries. It goes in this stuff sack. Consists of a AA operated Braun electric razor. I have my toothbrush, toothpaste, and floss. 1 bar of soap, antiperspirant, and this is my first aid kit, which really just consists of maybe a little bit of pills, band-aids. That's about it. And then I have 1 towel. It's a lightweight synthetic towel to dry myself off. I carry a RAB Sil nylon tarp to cover my bicycle at night. Help just keep it clean and dry because I really don't want it to get soaking wet if there's an all-night rain. I can also use the tarp to shelter myself along the road if a huge storm comes up. I can also use my tarp to lay it out on the ground and set my stuff on so I don't have to set all my crap on the ground. My sleeping bag is a Sea to Summit Spark 1. This is a 45-degree bag with 850 loft. You can see the size of it as compared to a crushed up freeze-dried bag. It weighs approximately 14 ounces, extremely lightweight. It's really great for summer camping. I'm also carrying a fan. This is a battery operated fan. Uses 2 D batteries. I have set it up so that I can hang it from inside my tent to blow down on me. It really helps going to sleep in the tent at night if it is warm. My stove and cooking system consists of a titanium Evernew pot with a peak stove, a Snow Peak stove. I do have a little bit of fire starter in case I want to start a fire. I have a lighter, some Dawn, and a little bag, and that's it. This bag I'll also use, so I say bag, on top of that Ortlieb bag, there's extra room in here to pack additional food and anything else that I might need along the road. Here's what is in my trunk bag, which sits on the top of my rear rack. On the outside pocket, I will keep a couple Nuuns for hydration and electrolyte replacement. I also have a very lightweight titanium knife, fork, and spoon. On the other side, outside pocket, I have my USB charging cables and charger. inside the bag, I have my lightweight pencil headlamp, a very small knife. I have an extra nose bridge for my sunglasses and earplugs because it can get quite noisy sometimes in campgrounds. I'm carrying a small lightweight lock which uses a key. I have some bug spray, a pressure gauge which also comes in quite handy because you always want to check your air pressure. And then I also carry a saddle cover because if you're ever riding your bicycle around away and you don't have your shorts on, you don't want to have your pants get all dirty. For the most part, I try to keep the trunk bag as empty as possible. I do have some large bags. In case it gets really hot, I can put ice in these and carry some ice with me. Plus, the trunk bag always acts as a catch-all for things that you might pick up along the road, or extra food that you just don't want to put away, or snacks that you might have during the day. Plus I also have, last but not least, a cap which says Kent Erickson, the type of bike I'm riding, and just a regular hand towel. Last but not least is the Handlebar bag. This year I'm using a Arco bag. I've not used one of these before. We'll see how that works out. Of course, they have the ubiquitous maps in the top. If you also notice, I have a way that I can actually see how I have all my stuff in my bags organized by left front, left rear, right front, right rear, and I've written on here where everything's located. Eventually I just memorize this and I don't have to look at the cheat sheet anymore. But in my Handlebar bag, I carry a little bag here which will have my wallet and a little bit of change in it. This also has, on a little string, the key to my lock. So I always take this with me as well as my phone when I leave the bike. So in case somebody happens to want to take everything or steal it, I have my phone and my wallet. I have a glasses case because I wear prescription glasses. I need a place to put those when I'm riding, and then I also put my prescription sunglasses in here to protect them. I have a cache battery. I think it's a 16,000 milliampere RAV power, which I will charge via my generator hub. So I have a little cable going here which I can plug into my sine wave revolution on the bicycle and charge it as I go down the road. For music, I have a Astle & Kern AK-70 Mark II. It's a high resolution audio media player. It's better resolution and sound quality than MP3s. And then I just have my earbuds. And that's it. That's all I carry in my Handlebar bag.